Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello, my name is Omalade and welcome to the Apprenticeship Experience. So it's just where we talk about apprenticeships, interviews, I give you tips on how to ace assessment centres, everything that's really just worked for me. And I'll also be documenting my apprenticeship journey once it starts. I don't know why I struggled there. I hope today's going well for you guys. Today's been a good day for me. I love talking to myself. I love talking to y'all, you know. So today I'm just going to be talking a little bit about apprenticeships and how I found them. I think my first apprenticeship was... I've done a couple, but they've all been for school leaver programs. So there's been some with technology, there's been one on compliance, there's been one on commercial banking, I've done a couple in finance, and I've picked up a few things around along the way that have really helped me. So let me give you a bit of background about myself. I'm quite a shy person. Like, I hate anything to do with assessments. I hate I'm just very awkward, so like I just hate being assessed. I hate group exercises, I hate presentations, I hate all the lot, but I do okay. And it's mainly because I think, I don't know, like I've come up with little like coping mechanisms to help me make sure that I ace it. So if you don't know, an assessment centre is usually the last stage of an application process. So usually you apply online, you give in your CV, sometimes you have to do online tests, sometimes you have to do a video interview, sometimes you have to do a telephone interview, and then after that there's an assessment centre. So the assessment centre can comprise of many different things. So usually a group exercise, an interview, sometimes a presentation or different challenges, and then other things that they can throw your way as well. I've had assessment centres that have been half the day, so like from 9 to like 2:30. Sorry, 2:30, not 12, 9 to 2:30. Then I've had others that are from like 9 to 5 o'clock. So it really just depends on the company and what they're trying to get out. Recently, I did do an assessment centre with VR, and I'm going to do a separate video on that, and that was pretty cool as well. So I find that with assessment centres, I definitely need to research the company. So I really need to make sure I understand everything about that company, whether it's their competitors, exactly what they do, because they will ask you, what do you know about what we do? Exactly about the job role that you're applying for, so what a typical day looks like, what kind of things they get up to, what kind of challenges your division faces. So just really understanding if you're cut out for the role, but the potential, and if you've done your research. That will help you a lot with feeling comfortable. So when you go to the assessment centre and think you know that you've researched, you feel a lot more relaxed, a lot more comfortable, which is great, and it will help you a lot with the interview. Another tip that I have is make friends with the people that are there. It's kind of like the first day at uni. I've never been to uni, so I don't know, but it's kind of like that first day where everyone feels kind of awkward and everyone doesn't know anyone, but you're all in the same boat. So no one knows anyone, you're all in the same boat, you all want this position, but just kind of relax a bit and feel free to make friends and talk to people and find out what they're doing and what they're up to, because it is really interesting and people are just cool. Like, you never know who you could meet. I met some girl who was also Nigerian, who was also from the same tribe, and you know, just meeting people and like learning about different people, it really shows you that the world is so vast that you can meet people that are so similar to you, literally by circumstance. And I think for the assessment centre, the biggest tip I would give, sorry, this is going to be quite unorganised. It's going to be quite unorganised, but I did write a whole blog post on this that is a lot more formulated, because I'm just kind of just speaking out of thin air right now, but these are all tips that have really helped me. So a massive tip that I would say is definitely strive to be comfortable, which is why I'm saying research, talk to people that are there, make friends, because when you make friends and when you're talking to people and when you're laughing and when you're enjoying yourself, you don't forget about what you're doing, you don't forget about how much you want this position, but it does relax you and it does calm you, and you don't want to be nervous, you don't want to be shaking. So if you strive just to make yourself comfortable, that is always a good thing. And I definitely need that, because sometimes the night before I'm like really nervous, or like when I'm walking there, I just get like my heart starts palpitating. So definitely make yourself comfortable, and just talk to people, you know. I would say another tip which is about talking is talk to the people that are also apprentices. So usually at each assessment centre, whether you're a graduate, there'll be people who have already come through on that program. These people are gold mines of knowledge. I kid you not. I get so excited because these people are fantastic. First of all, there's so many reasons. First of all, they make you more excited to want to join the program. Imagine you're talking to someone and they're telling you, yeah, it's great, the pay is great, the benefits are great, and these are all the cool things that we've worked on, these are all the cool things that we've done. Why wouldn't you want to work there? You become more pumped and more excited to give this assessment centre your all and really give it everything. Therefore, do you know what I mean? So it just really just pumps you up. That's number one. Number two is that it answers all those questions that you couldn't find online, all those questions that you're not really allowed to ask. So like anything about the salary, anything about the benefits, anything about how the actual culture is there. Especially, I just find as a person of colour, if I see an apprentice there as well, then I want to ask them about the diversity, and they would honestly just say the truth, whether it's great, whether it's bad. It's just really good to get that honest, clear-cut truth, because all these companies have diversity quotas or diversity programs, but it doesn't mean that the culture is A1. So it's really good to ask some questions. And a really good tip actually is that they tell you a lot of things that you didn't actually know. So for example, I was at a banking apprenticeship and they were telling me about different communities that they have, which is basically like groups or societies in university speak. They had different events, they had a volunteering day, so they can tell you about all those programs that will make you sound good in the interview. They will give you things to say in the interview, and it's always great when you can go to the interviewer and you're like, oh yeah, I was just talking to someone, one of the other apprentices, they were telling me about this great program, and honestly it's just really reinforced my desire to work here. So it's like, not only have you come to the assessment centre and you're doing the required parts of it, but you're also networking, you're also talking to people. It shows that you're a go-getter, it shows that you have a lot of potential, which is great. That's what you want them to see, that's what you want them to notice about you. Another tip that I would give, and this was something that I learned quite early on, kind of in year 12, because we had a fake assessment centre when a program came to our school. Long story short, we had a fake assessment centre, and in this assessment centre I noticed that I was really like rigid, and I wasn't really speaking, because you know when you have that loud person in that group that's really boastful and really wants to be the leader, and you can tell, and I'm just kind of that person that will like step back and just let them do whatever, because it's not really helping me. Like I'm not here to compete with you, I'm not here to be like shouting over you, like I'm not into that. So I would rather just let them speak. So I learned that very early on two things. One, I like group exercises where there is like 4 people. 3 is even better. If there's 2, that's not a group. So if there's 3 people, that's fantastic. If there's 4, I can do that. If there's 5, that's kind of the maximum I want, where I feel like, okay, everyone's voices can be heard, everyone is like trying to get the best out of everyone. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a good small size for you to show your potential enough. I think the second thing about group exercise is that you really need to understand what kind of role you can take. So whether that's, I would always kind of be either the scribe, so the person who's writing down, or the timekeeper, because that just meant that I could speak less, I could still contribute as normal, but I wouldn't need to like guide the conversation or lead the conversation. And that'll be my 2 biggest tips for introverts. Really understand what kind of role you want to take in that group exercise, and then stick to it so they can see that you did have a role, and that whether you're the scribe or whether you're the timekeeper, those are 2 vital important roles that help the group move along and make sure that you're performing in time. And then my last tip would be explain your actions. What I mean by this is that when you do something, so whether you've just done the group exercise and you're like, oh my goodness, I have completely flopped that, I hardly spoke, I didn't really say anything at all, there was so much I could have done, but I just felt overwhelmed, I felt nervous, I felt I couldn't speak at all. If that does happen, and that's happened to me multiple times, when you get to the interview, and this is only really good if the group exercise is before the interview, so when you get to the interview, make sure you bring that up on your own accord. So whether they ask you, oh, how do you usually work in a team, you can tell them, yep, I usually work in a team really well, and then give them an example. But also say, today actually, in hindsight, I felt like I wasn't able to perform at my best or just shine at my best because whatever. Just give them the reason why you feel like you didn't perform at your best, and then give them what you would do in another scenario. So say, in hindsight, I know that if I had to do this for the future, I would definitely be keeping on track of the time if you guys ran out of time. Or if you weren't speaking enough, be like, I would definitely voice my opinions more, like definitely give them a reason to see that you have potential. Give them a reason to not put a black mark next to your name. More often than not, it's not necessarily what you do, but why you do it and how you do it, in the way that how does it calculate in your brain. Hopefully that example makes sense. I don't know if I explained it in the best way, but in the article below I've explained it way better. I'm always better at writing than videoing, but I do like to see myself, so I do like to video too. Vain, I know. Self-love, y'all. So those are all of my tips for you. There's an extra bonus tip in the article below, shameless plug, but I hope you've really enjoyed this video, and please do leave all the questions you have down below. I am more than willing to try and pass on whatever advice I have, especially as an introvert, as I'm very socially awkward. So do definitely put the questions below. Definitely subscribe, because there will be a lot more videos on apprenticeships, on a day in my life, on jobs, on everything I have, you know. I just want to share with y'all all of the experience that I got, which is not a lot, but you know. And hit that notification bell so you do get notified of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye!